Got a special guest this Saturday evening, and that is, of course, Coach Allan Bertram, the director, one of the co-directors of Sacred Hoops. Coach, there's just so much going on right now. We've had a couple of really, really major announcements in the last couple of days, so I'm going to hit the top of those two pretty quick. But the first of all is February 9th, baby, has somehow turned into a great place to be for Crow Creek and Lower Brule, who are going to be hosting classic basketball tournaments on that day. Tell me about that.
A pretty unique experience where we're having a one-day classic, but we're actually hosting at two different sites in central South Dakota. We have one location at Crow Creek High School, and then the other locations at Lower Brule High School. And it's really cool, Rich, in the fact that you get two reservations that border each other, right smack dab in the middle of South Dakota. And for us, it's like centralized location. So no matter where you're coming from, team-wise, it's smack dab in the middle. So we got teams from western South Dakota, all the way eastern South Dakota, and even teams coming from Nebraska that come up and play. So it's a perfect location for it.
I wanted to ask you about the other big one today. We've kind of been talking about this for a while now, but we just announced today on our website and on our Facebook page that Sacred Hoops is going to be hosting a national AAU All Native American Basketball Tournament in early June next year. And I think people across the state are just excited to hear that an event of this magnitude is coming to give those kids, another platform to be seen.
What's really cool about it is the national championship. And so AAU at that level only has two national championships. The boys' national championship is held at the Wide World of Sports complex at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And the girls one kind of floats. Last year was at Minneapolis. It's in different major cities throughout the country. And so this will be the third national championship now that AAU puts on, and it's going to be right here in South Dakota. And the first time that AAU's ever done one for a subgroup or minority group. So we will crown an actual national all Native American high school boys and high school girls national champion next summer. And what's cool about it, Rich, is we actually it's divided up by grade level. So we'll have an 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade champion. There'll be 4 boys champions and 4 girls champions nationally crowned next summer right here in our state.
I got to ask you about that because, I'm suddenly trying to envision what that's going to look like. And, are we going to see teams from Wyoming Indian coming down? Are we going to see teams from New Mexico? This national scope, tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see teams from Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, hopefully from the Seminole tribe in Florida. I mean, from all over this country. We will have the best Native American athletes in this country playing in our state. And what a great showcase. One, to have a great organization such as AAU to be able to support it and to host it along with our organization. It's the first time they're partnering with an individual basketball academy to put on a national championship. So we're blessed. The state's blessed. It's going to be a great showcase for our kids here locally and to be able to bring competition from all over the country for our athletes to be able to play and also to get them exposure. We're going to be able to bring college coaches in to be able to watch these young people and be able to give them an opportunity to continue to have that chance to go play basketball at the next level and get a secondary education.
I wanted to ask you just a little bit about Lakota Nation coming up. We are right on the eve of that. We're about 10 days away. I can't even tell anymore. But we're going to have a presence there. Sacred Hoops is going to be there. And I keep getting excited. I'm hearing names like Kirky and Sazu and, Ghost Bear and I'm so excited to get out to Lakota Nation and see the dance go down.
Yeah, my first year coaching 20-some years ago, I was blessed to be able to coach at Lakota Nation and was able to do that 3 years when I was at Todd County. I know what a special event it is and how much it means to the kids that participate and all the people that live on the communities that are able to be a part of it. We're just blessed, and this year I know you'll do a great job coming up here and publicizing our special award, but we're giving out an award to a male and female athlete this year that is an Athlete of Character award that embodies what our organization really is all about in serving others and trying to provide an opportunity to better other people. And the nominations have been pouring in. We've had some phenomenal essays that have been written.
Wow.
Great statements by other people. And it just warms your heart when you see so many of the great things that are happening in our communities by our young people and some of the things that they're doing tirelessly to help all of us.
Let me ask you a little bit about some of the coaches that have been kind of working under the radar of Sacred Hoops here. The other day we published a little something, 68 high schools that have been attended throughout the summer. And, we think about you and Sam and Jordan as the directors on top, but man, there have been a ton of guys and girls that have really stepped up and done a good job through the summer and now fall from your coaches under the Sacred Hoops umbrella.
And we have someone asked me the other day, he goes, how do you do all those workouts? And I said, well, I can't.
Yeah.
I put a lot of miles on my car, but I can't stretch myself that thin. And we're just, again, we're blessed. We've got over 40 coaches that are in our stable that work under us and really have a true passion for coaching. Guys like Brendan Boomsma right now, who's just phenomenal. Brendan is a grad assistant down at Concordia University in Nebraska and played at Dakota State. And I actually coached him in 2 summers for summer basketball. And he just does a great job. Guys like Jeremy Hawkins, who's during the winter season, one of our high school basketball officials. Jeremy coaches at Duke University's summer camp every year. Coach K takes a U.S. team over internationally every year to go coach them, and he just did a phenomenal job. Austin Miller's been with me for over 5 years and did a ton of work. Justin Van Kooten, the former assistant for the Sioux Falls Skyforce, helps us out tremendously. And, you get into these people. We got a lot of current high school coaches right now that are coaching high school basketball that all coach for us. People like Paul McVeigh, who's the head coach at Lennox, and Jeff Larson, the head coach at Madison. I could just go down the list of the number of coaches that work for us that we would not be able to do what we do without them. Ted Standing Soldier in Rapid City, God bless him, because he is going above and beyond. And I can't say enough, Rich, about Amanda Carlo and all her efforts to help promote the sport for female athletes on the reservations and what she's doing for all our native programs. And then lastly, this whole thing started with conversations with Matt Rama and myself and Eldon Marshall a few years back, and Matt and Eldon are still behind the scenes doing a ton of stuff for this organization and continue to fight that fight every day to do what's best. So this is an Army effort. It's not, and I don't want to. People always want to associate me with everything that happens in this organization, and I'm blessed with that. But it's not me. I'm a part of it, and I try to utilize my influence and my name out there to try to get more things to happen. But I myself individually would not be able to do what the mission of this organization is without just tremendous help from so many great people. And you're included in that, Rich. You really broaden what we're able to do and to be able to get the reach that we want to do to so many people. And if it wasn't for somebody like you, this organization wouldn't be where it's at today.
I dearly appreciate that, Coach, and it's really an honor to be part of the thing here, part of Sacred Hoops. I wanted to kind of close and ask you about relationships. The other day when Monday basketball practice rolled around, I hadn't thought about the first day of basketball practice in like maybe 30 years. Okay, just because that's where I've come from. And all of a sudden, I saw you wishing your daughter Ashton, with the last practice leading in good luck. And I called Heather Frederick down in Mission, and she was like, oh, the last practice of my daughter's Lacey's, thing. But one thing I wanted to ask you was about relationships, because you've been doing this with kids and, working with athletes and basketball players across South Dakota in somewhat of a limited fashion in a way, working with East River kids. Now, all of a sudden, as part of this Sacred Hoops umbrella, branched out to Faith and Langford and Aberdeen Roncalli and Ulrich and you name it. You've got a daughter to think about, a Flandreau school to think about, and all these kids that you've got invested time in. What's that like to experience that first practice back to school, and what are these relationships like going forward for you?
Well, I miss it. I miss it as a former head coach. It's the most exciting time of the year. And for me, those kids give me the opportunity to live it again. And so, their day I spent and sent out 25 text messages to 25 seniors their day and asked them how the first day of practice went. Just what their mentality was like, what they liked about it, and then I've got my checklist of kids that I check up on all the time, and we physically will go out and watch every single team that we worked out in the offseason. We will watch them play at least one time. And so for us, that's 68 games, and so but that's the special part of it is for us to be able to go out there and see the kids we worked with, and hopefully we made somewhat of an impact on them and gave us the things to help get better. But I think they really appreciate when they see us in the stands and know that we drove 3 hours to watch them play and things like that. And so it's a special opportunity for me. For 17 years, I was able to really develop relationships with a group of 30 to 35 boys. And many of those kids are my best friends in the world today. And,
Yeah.
and I'm very proud of the men that they've grown up to be. And now, the last 4 years in the position, 5 years in the position I've been able to work with thousands of kids. It's a pretty cool thing, man. And when I was a lot younger, somebody once told me, work, it's only work if it's something, that you have to do. When you're doing something that you love every day, it's no longer work. And it's something, it's a passion. And so I've been very blessed in that matter, and to have people like you a part of it. It's a ride, man. It's a great ride, and life is a ride, and you only get to do it one time. And so hopefully we're doing this the right way, Rich, and more importantly, hopefully we're able to make a significant impact in the lives of many other people.
Coach, I am going to let you go for an evening. Stay on the line. I want to visit with you, but we will be seeing you in person in about a week.
Yeah, man.
Maybe
Can't
4 or
wait.
5 days.
Can't wait.